I'll follow you, Mataji. That's fine. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Saraswat Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please kindly.
Goranga balite habe pulaka sarira hari hari bolite na yane bhabenera.
गौरंगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलीते नयने बाबेनीरा
Goranga balite habe pulaka sarira hari hari bolite na yane bhabenera.
गौरंगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलीते नयने बाबेनीरा
Maraka vanitai chandra karuna hoibe samsara. Sorry, my phone alert.
Yes.
Whenever this, I think the alert in here, we just put sorry. Maraka vanitai chandra karuna hoibe samsara basana mora kabhi tuch habe.
मरका बेनीताय चंद करुणा होइबे संसार बसन मोरा कबे तुझे हाबे
विषया चरिया कबे सुधा विमाना कबे हम हेर भो श्री वृंदावना.
विषय चरिया कबे शुद्ध विमाना कबे हम हेराबो श्री वृंदावन
रूपार गुनाता पदे होइबे अकुति कबे हम भुजो भेसो जगद जुगल प्रीते.
रूपार गुनाता पदे होइबे आकुति काबे हम बुझाबो से जुगल प्रीति
रूपार गुनाता पदे रहू मोर आशा प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दासा.
रूपार गुनाता पदे रहु मोर आशा प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दासा.
गौरंगा बलिते हबे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोले तेना यने बाबिनीरा.
गौरंग बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलीते नयने बाबेनीरा.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
Hare Krishna, thank you.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी थैंक यू सो मच
Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you so much, Indulekha Mataji and Gayatri Mataji. Very nice. Okay. Mm. Hare Krishna, Chandrani Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Nice to see you, Mataji. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining.
you. It's been a long time, yes.
Yeah. And Hare Krishna, Anil Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Chanchita Mataji and family. Thank you so much for kindly joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam to all the devotees and wishing everybody a happy Gaur Purnima.
Happy Gaurapurma. Yes. Okay, so today Shyam Prabhuji is busy in the temple singing kirtans. So Prabhuji was not able to make it out. So we are going to do by ourselves the same chapter that Prabhu was going through, talks between Krishna and Rukmini. So we'll all devotees take time. Okay, so before we start, can I request anyone to do the Mangalachan prayers? Anil Prabhuji, are you available to do the Mangalachan prayers?
Is it okay if one of the other devotees did it, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can do it if.
Yeah, yes, Mataji, please.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वभौतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तविंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Prabhu, you are mute, I think.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully done Mangalacharan prayers. Thank you so much. Okay, so we shall move on. So, Hare Krishna, Ashwin Prabhuji, thank you for kindly joining. Then Pranam. So, today Shyam Prabhuji is in the temple, busy in singing and kirtans. So, we are doing by ourselves today. Okay, so we have been discussing. So, can I request all devotees, when I say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, follow me behind. Wherever it is possible, kindly unmute and respond. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva.
Om Namo
नमो
Bhagavate
भगवते
Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate
वासुदेवाय
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Okay, so we got Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you so much for kindly joining. So, today Shyam Prabhuji is busy in kirtans in the temple. So we are doing by ourselves today. Okay, so here regarding the chapter, so Shyam Prabhuji generally says that before we chapter and about Krishna Katha, जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मां येति सोऽर्जुन. So Krishna says to Arjuna, "O Arjuna, whoever understands my birth and pastimes and my appearance and disappearance, and of which are all divine, and by tattvataha, scientifically, then they will be freed from this material entanglement and they will come back to my abode." Likewise, Krishna says, and Shyam Prabhuji always says that one. So this is Nityam Bhanat Nastapra Shrunutam Swakataha Krishnaha Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hrujyantastu Hyabhadrani Vidunoti Suhrutsatam Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So just by hearing Krishna Katha, one will be completely purified from all the material conceptions of life, and then he will live a very blissful life. And then in this age of Kali, Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Every day we have to serve Srimad Bhagavatam by hearing and by speaking. Nityam Bhagavata Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. So because it is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Uttama Shloke. Okay, so that is about Bhagavatam, and whoever is with rapt attention, whoever hears, Shrunutaha Sadhyani Nityam Gunatascha Pracheshtitam Gunatascha Swacheshitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishite Hridi. In a very short time, the Lord enters into the heart, and then he will clear off all kinds of contaminations. He enters and he sits in our heart. Okay, so we shall read. I request all the devotees. So the talks between Krishna and Rukmini, they're all divine, and so Prabhuji was explaining this to us. Now, once again, we recap that one. So we'll request the devotees to take turns. So we'll start with Indulekha Mataji. So Mataji is not available after 8:30. So Mataji, would you like to read the first two paragraphs, if it is okay with you, Mataji? If you
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji. Talks between Krishna and Rukmini. Once upon a time, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the bestower of all knowledge upon all living entities, from Brahma to the insignificant ant, was sitting in the bedroom of Rukmini, who was engaged in the service of the Lord along with her assistant maidservants. Krishna was sitting on the bedstead of Rukmini, and the maidservants were fanning him with chamara, yak-tail fly whisk. Lord Krishna dealing with Rukmini as a perfect husband or a perfect manifestation of the supreme perfection of the personality of Godhead. There are many philosophers who propound a concept of the absolute truth in which God cannot do this or that. They deny the incarnation of God or the supreme absolute truth in human form. But actually, the fact is different. God cannot be subject to our imperfect sensual activities. He is the all-powerful, omnipresent personality of Godhead. And by his pure supreme will, he cannot only create, maintain, and annihilate the whole cosmic manifestation, but can also descend as an ordinary human being to execute the highest mission. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, whenever there are discrepancies in the discharge of human occupational duties, he descends. He is not forced to appear by an external agency, but he descends by his own internal potency in order to reestablish the standard functions of human activities and simultaneously annihilate the disturbing elements in the progressive march of human civilization. In accordance with this principle of the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he descended in his eternal form as Sri Krishna in the dynasty of the Yadus. Hare Krishna. Shall I continue, Babaji? That's it.
Sorry, that's it, Mataji. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we got Hemlata, Hare Krishna Hemlata Mataji. Then with Pranam, thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Okay, so just in this one, just reflection. So Krishna is not only appearing for Dharma Samstha, he also performs different pastimes. So generally other people think that Lord, he always sits there and he always watches. Ramana Suk Prabhuji was saying that one. But actually Lord comes and participate in different Leela avatars. Leela avatararito Devatriyak Naradeshu. He appears in human beings and non-human beings and also demigods, bhavayachesa satvena lokanvai loka bhavanaha. So for the devotee's sake, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatushkritam. Okay, so for that purpose, yada yada hi dharmasya abhyud yada yada hi dharmasya, what is that one?
Glanir bhavati bharata.
Glanir-bhavati Bharata.
Yes. Continue, Mataji.
Continue with what Prabhuji with the verse?
Yeah, that shloka, complete that shloka.
Okay. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavata bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham.
Yes.
And then the other one, paritranaya sadhunam.
Yes, Mataji.
Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadustikam janma. Sorry. Pritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dustikam. I forgot now.
Dharma
Sorry.
Samsthapanadhaya.
Sasanaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm in the middle of leaving the house. I'll change my device into my phone. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful. Okay, so that is what here in the Krishna book. So this is translation. Whenever there are discrepancies in the discharge of human occupational duties, the Lord descends. And he is not forced to appear. Sambhavami Atmamaya. He comes on his own, on his sweet will, by his own internal potency, in order to re-establish the standard functions of human activities. Okay, so this is what, and also whenever to understand Krishna, it is the just only the by bhakti only, but not by anything else. God cannot be subject to our imperfect sensual activities. That means atah Sri Krishna namadi na bhavet grahya mindriyehi. Krishna cannot be understood by the senses. Atah Sri Krishna namadi, by either his name or qualities or his pastimes, just by speaking or by studying, he cannot be understood. But how it is possible? Sevarmukehi jihvadu. Sevarmukehi. Sevarmukehi means when we engage the senses in the service of the Lord. Starting from the jihva is the tongue. How to engage in the service? By speaking about the Lord to someone else. And first we learn by ourselves from the spiritual masters and speak about him and engage hearing. This is Shravana Seva. And speaking, this is one more seva. So likewise, and if I have got the Karanendriyas, Jnanendriyas, when we engage in the devotional service, that will be spiritualized. Then we can understand Krishna. Okay, so the Lord is all-powerful, omnipresent personality of Godhead. Okay, so he does so many things, create, maintain, and annihilate the whole cosmic manifestation. So in the Sukadeva Goswami was mentioning, Lord does create, maintain, and annihilate everything, but it is for generally people who are of materially absorbed. But devotees deserve more than that, more than just simply create, maintain, and destruction. Devotees deserve more than that. That is the Sukadeva Goswami's statement. So what is more than that means we personally engage in the transcendental loving exchanges with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the essence of thing. So generally, if we just think that this fruit is sweet, that fruit is bitter, this is sour, and honey is sweet, always saying that, okay, this honey is prepared by the honey bees, they extract the honey from the lotus flowers and then just go and put in the honeycomb, and then we will take that one and put it in the bottle. What it means to us? Create, maintain, and destruction. But what it means to us? When we really taste that honey, then we enjoy it, when we relish it. Likewise, when we personally render service to Krishna, then we will relish the loving exchange between Krishna and us. That is through seva. Tata pare chatma samadhiyoga bhale nijitva prakritim bhalistam tvamev dhiraha purusham vishanti tesham shramaha syanatu sevayate. Many people, they go to the forest or secluded places and they engage in the tapasya. But whereas the devotees, and then they control the senses and to realize Supreme Personality of Godhead. But devotees, this is Shramaha Syanatu Sevayate, just only by devotional service they experience that pleasure. Loving exchanges, that pleasure when we are rendering service to the Supreme Lord, that loving exchanges, the conjugal love between Krishna and Radha, we relish it. This is practically when we serve the Lord, sevayate. Okay, so we shall move on. Okay, so in order to perform Krishna's pastimes, the Lord, he personally comes, but actually he has got so many Vishnu forms. One Vishnu form creates so many universes, one Vishnu form comes and then lotus flower comes from his body, and another Vishnu forms come as a Kshirodakasa Vishnu and he maintains. There are so many Vishnu forms, but they are Krishna's different expansions. But in order to taste the love or uh, to perform pastimes, the Leela pastimes, he personally comes. Krishna is the Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the original personality of Godhead, the first candle. He is who is the source of everything. Okay, so we shall move on to read the next paragraph by another devotee. Now we read Paritosh Prabhuji. Would you like to read this one? Next one paragraph, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. The palace of Rukmini was wonderfully furnished. Hanging from the ceiling were many canopies with laces bedecked with pearl garlands, and the whole palace was illuminated by effulgence of valuable jewels. There were many flower groves of Malika and Camellia, which are considered the most fragrant flowers in India. There were many clusters of these plants with blooming flowers enhancing the beauty of the palace, and because of the exquisite fragrances of the flowers, little groups of hummingbees gathered around the trees. And at night, the pleasing moonshine glittered through the network of holes in the windows. There were many heavily flowered trees of parijata, and the mild wind stirred the fragrance of the flowers all around. Incense burned within the walls of the palace, and the fragrant smoke leaked out of the window shutters. Within the room were mattresses covered with white bedsheets. The bedding was as soft and white as milk foam. In this situation, Lord Sri Krishna sat very comfortably and enjoyed the service of Rukmini ji, who was assisted by her maidservants.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhu. Very beautifully read. So here, this one, it gives the beauty of the Rukmini's palace. So all the 16,108 wives, so they have got their own palaces. Here, it is a description of the Rukmini's palace. Everything is effulgent and valuable jewels. So here, when we are speaking there, and for example, Kadma Prajapati, he has created, though he is the human, and of course he is son of Brahma, with his meditation, by his mystic power, he has created a big flying airplane. It contains so much of variegatedness with the palaces, ponds, and everything, like big the gopuras as well within that, the flying palace. It is so beautifully explained, and it contains all kind, and also here Mallika and it is camellia flowers, which are considered most fragrant flowers in India. So this is how, and also the palace, it is decorated with the very beautiful womanly statues, and also they have got the jewels in their hands. And one side is they are beautiful in the palace, and the jewels are giving the so much of light and glittering in the. They do not have the electricity like that during those, all these jewels only, and also the different birds. Sometimes the bird, like in the nearer to the pond, the bird statues, and bird statues are also there, and real birds are also coming here and there, and also flying here and there. So it appears so beautifully. So this is about the, again, Kadma Prajapati's palace, and here Krishna's palace is also very beautifully explaining here. And hummingbees gathered around the trees, and at the night pleasing moonshine glittered through the network of holes in the windows. Okay, so again Parijata trees. So this Parijata tree, so whenever all the wives of Krishna, they uh, served Krishna and then pleased Krishna, and later on, Tridashanta Nijjit Sanke Tridashanta Dhashisho Haranti Vajrayada Vallabhojitaha. So the Lord has got this Parijata tree from the heaven, and he has fight with the demigods, and then Haranti Vajrayada Vallabhojitaha. So which is the Parijata tree, It is kind of a, it gives the prestige to the demigods. This flower belongs to demigods, like that. This is Sachi Mata is the wife of Indra, and this is it was taken from the heaven to the Dwaraka. Okay, this is Rukmini's palace, and then the fragrance was, it is spreading all over. And then incense burned within the walls of the palace, and fragrant smoke leaked out of windows. This is so beautiful. All are exquisitely beautiful here. And green the mattresses covered with the white bed sheets, and this is also compared like the was soft and white as milk foam. They are in the Sanskrit, it is Palaperan, they are Payaperan Nibhantikaha, something like that. Payapena. In this situation, Lord Sri Krishna, here one is the Kadam Prajapati's palace, Krishna's palace, and also when Uttanapada's child, Dhruv Maharaj, when he was going at the time, these were all giving so many beautiful descriptions, how their beddings are like that, and the palace is decorated likewise. So the bedding was soft and white as milk foam. In this situation, Lord Sri Krishna sat very comfortably, enjoyed the service of Rukmini Devi, who was assisted by her maidservant. Okay, so we shall move on reading the. Okay, so Chandrani Mataji, would you like to read the next paragraph, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and all devotees. Yes, thank you. Rukmini was very eager to get the opportunity to serve her husband, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She therefore wanted to serve the Lord personally and took the handle of the chamara from the hand of a maidservant and began to move the fan. The handle of the chamara was made of gold and bedecked with valuable jewels, and it became more beautiful when taken by Rukmini because all of her fingers were beautifully set with jewel rings. Her legs were decorated with jeweled ankle belts, which rung very softly between the pleats of her sari. Rukmini's raised breasts were smeared with kumar and saffron. Just her beauty was enhanced by the reflection of the reddish color emanating from her covered breast. Her high hips were decorated with a jewel-laced girdle and a locket of great effulgence hung on her neck. Above all, because she was engaged in the service of Lord Krishna, although at the time she was old enough to have grown-up sons, her beautiful body was beyond compare in the three worlds. When she take account of her beautiful face, it appears that the curling hair on her head, the beautiful earrings on her ears, her smiling mouth, and her necklace of gold all combined to shower rains of nectar. And just it was definitely proven that Rukmini was none other than the original goddess of fortune, who is always engaged in the service of the lotus feet of Narayana.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So here, Rukmini Devi is the goddess of fortune. So here, and her attitude and her behavior and how a woman needs to appear in front of her husband, it gives us, it teaches us when we are in front of the husband, a woman or wife, it must be beautifully decorated herself and then serve husband. Of course, nowadays there is not enough time to decorate ourselves, but there should be a mood, attitude should be there. One has to, in front of husband, neatly taken bath and appearing like this is our takeaway. And Rukmini Mata here, she is like that. She is always serving at the lotus feet of the Lord. in a service attitude. Chalapya Shrihi Najahari Karihchit. Even though she goddess of fortune, Chanchala, Chalapi Yashrihi Najahari Karihchit. So like it is compared, the goddess of fortune, she never moves away from the lotus feet of the Lord. She always at the feet of the Lord and serve Krishna. And likewise, Lakshmi Sahasrasatatam Brahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. There are millions of Lakshmis in the goddess of fortunes in the Goloka Vrindavana. But here in the Vaikuntha, she is always at lotus feet of Narayana, always serving. That is also, it is mentioned, Janadvayam Jala Jalochanaya Jananya Lakshmya Kelasya Survanditaya Vidatuhu. So there, whenever all these demigods are praying, the goddess of fortune, she serves the Lord at the lotus feet. By keeping the feet of the Lord on her thighs, Urvo Nidaya Karapallava Rochishayat Samlalitum Vibhora Bhavasya Kuryad. She serves, gently massages the Lord's feet. Okay, so that is, it is the explained here in this paragraph. And her hair is always curly hair. So this is also Yashrini Ketamalibihi Parisevyamanam. This is when Krishna's hair is mentioned. Of course, here Rukmini's hair, but Krishna's hair, it is glorified like the all the bumblebees come together and stick one after another behind, and then it will make a big string, a black string. Likewise, so many the strings are there and covering the lotus flower. That is Krishna's face and Krishna's hair. So beautifully compared like a lotus flower covering the bumblebees. Yashrini Ketamalabihi Parisevyamanam Bhutya Swaya Kutila Kuntala Brunda Justam. So beautifully explains. But here it is explaining the Rukmini Devi's beauty here. And her smiling mouth and her, and whenever, okay, so I'm remembering Dhyanayitam Prahitam Bhauladharausta Bhasa Arunayitatanu Vijakunda Panti. So Dhyaye Swadeha Kore Avatisya Vishnoho. This is describing about the Krishna's smiling, and whenever Dhyanayitam Prahitam Bahuladharosta, when Krishna laughs, Bhasa Arunayitatanu Vijakunda Panti, his teeth are very small and like whitish. And one has to meditate. Jhayet Swadeha Kose Avatisya Vishnoho Bhaktyardhayarpitamana na Prudagdidrikshet. One who experience and meditate on the beauty of Krishna's smile. Bhaktyardhaya, so in such a very deep devotion. Na Prudagdidrikshet, he does not want to desire to see anything else in this material world. Of course, I'm just going just by looking of this smiling mouth and her necklace, gold, all combined to showerings of nectar. Okay, this is all Rukmini Devi, goddess of fortune. Okay, original goddess of fortune. Okay, so we shall move on. Next, what she is going to do. Okay, so next, can I request other devotee? Anil Prabhuji, would you like to read next two paragraphs?
Yep, okay.
The first paragraph is too small, so 2 paragraphs, please.
Yeah. Can you highlight it if you don't mind? I'm just on the phone, so yeah, I can see it. Okay. The pastimes of Krishna and Rukmini in Dwarka are accepted by great authorities as manifestations of those who Narayana and Lakshmi, which are often exalted opulence. The pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan are simple and rural, distinguished from the polished characteristics of those of Dwarka. The characteristics of Rukmini were unusually bright, and Krishna was very much satisfied with their behavior. Krishna had experienced that when Rukmini was offered a Pratajata flower by Narada Muni, Satyabhama had become envious of her co-wife and had immediately demanded a similar flower from Krishna. In fact, she could not be pacified until she was promised the whole tree, and Krishna actually fulfilled his promise. He brought the tree down to the earth planet from the heavenly kingdom. After this episode, Krishna expected that because Satyabhama had been rewarded with a full tree of prashadjata, Rukmini would also demand something. Rukmini did not mention anything of the incident. However, for she was grave and simply satisfied in her service, Krishna wanted to see her a bit irritated, and therefore he schemed to see the beautiful face of Rukmini in an irritated condition. Although Krishna had more than 16,100 wives, he used to behave with each of them with familiar affection. He would create a particular situation between himself and his wife in which the wife would criticize him in the irritation of love. And Krishna would enjoy this. In this case, because Krishna could not find any fault with Rukmini, for she was very grave and always engaged in his service. He smilingly, in great love, began to speak to her to provoke her loving anger. Rukmini was the daughter of Vishnuka, a powerful king. Thus Krishna did not address her as Rukmini. He addressed her this time as the princess. My dear princess, it is very surprising. Many great personalities in the royal order wanted to marry you, though not all of them were kings. All possessed the opulence and riches of the kingly order. They were well-behaved, learned, famous among kings, beautiful in their bodily features and personal qualifications, liberal, very powerful in strength, advanced in every aspect. They were not unfit in any way, and over and above that, your father and your brother had no objection to such a marriage. On the contrary, they gave their word of honor that you would be married with Shishupala. Indeed, the marriage was sanctioned by both your parents. Shishupala was a great king and was so lusty and mad after your beauty that if he had married you, I think he would always have remained with you just like your faithful servant. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So this is pastimes of Krishna and Rukmini in Dwarka are accepted by great authorities as manifestations of those of Narayana and Lakshmi. This is the Vaikuntha opulence. So the people of Dwarka, they are more fortunate that because they are always seeing Krishna every day. Nityam nirikshamaanam yadapi dwaraka vokasam na vitruptinti manaha Shriyodhamangam Achyutam. So Krishna is like a Shriyodhamangam Achyutam. So everyone, they are all, even though they are seeing every day, but still they are not satiated. So this is Vaikuntha. It is compared to Narayana and Lakshmi here, which are of an exalted opulence. And Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan are simple and rural, distinguished from the polished urban characteristics, those of Dwaraka. So Dwarka's opulence, even it has crossed the opulence of the heavenly planets. That also mentioned in the by the Hastinapura women. They are glorifying Krishna when he was coming. How fortunate Dwarka people are. Okay, so this is And here, the characteristics of Rukmini were unusually bright, and Krishna was very much satisfied with her behavior. So Rukmini is an ideal wife. So we understand from the beginning of her life, beginning of her marriage life, how she has sent a letter to Krishna, how she is attached to Krishna by hearing the Krishna's qualities. Now she has understood that यस्यावतार कर्माणि गायन्ति ह्यस्मदादयः न वयं विदन्ति तत्त्वेन तस्मै भगवते नमः. So Brahma says to Narada Muni, whenever we understand yasyavatara karmani, and because we cannot understand Lord as he is, what we can do? Gayanti hasmadadayah nayam vidanti tatvena tasmai bhagavate namah. So we just need to glorify his pastimes. That's all what and all we can do. Of course, devotees, they can understand up to some extent. Of course, Brahma is saying to Narada Muni, so saying that I do not understand, Lord Shiva cannot understand, you cannot understand, and what to speak of all other demigods and people. So we just need to simply glorify the Lord. And in such a glorifying Lord, here Rukmini Devi is serving him. Shri Rupiniyatra Urugaya Padayoha Karodi Manam Bahuda Vibhuti. Just like a goddess of fortune in the Vaikuntha, she serves Narayana. So she is serving here Krishna. And Krishna is very much satisfied with her behavior. And here again, the pastimes between the Krishna and Rukmini about the Parijata flower, because devotees are simply satisfied with the service, just only the simply satisfied in the service. This is Rukmini Devi is the devotee of the Lord, and here Satyabhama is also devotee, but here she has in a more passionate way. So Rukmini has got one flower, I wanted a tree. So whenever Krishna was served by the Satchadaya Dvasta Sahasra Yoshitaha by 16,108 wives, and then Krishna he has brought Nijjati Sanke Tridashanta Dhashisho, Tridashan, the heavenly people, and then Haranti Vajraya the Vallabhojita, he got the Parijata tree from there. Okay, so and also not only that, also Sudharma Sabha also brought from the heaven. Okay, so and Krishna, in order to awaken the sulkiness and the mood of, because the husband likes such kind of sulkiness, but not very long. In small times. If it is very long, it is not good. If it is small thing, just few minutes, that is very beautiful. So Krishna wanted to see her bit irritated. So now he is making a scheme so that Rukmini would be irritated. So it's saying that to criticize, addressing like that, you are the daughter of Bhishma, why don't you marry so many other things and you married me, something like that. So it is just like a to awaken the sulkiness and getting irritated. Okay, that is about this paragraph. But a devotee, he is never agitated by, even though whenever Krishna was, for example, Arjuna has captured Ashwadhama, because Ashwadhama has killed the 5 children of Draupadi, and Arjuna has promised Draupadi that Draupadi, I will go and get that Ashwadhama. You can just bring the head of Ashwadhama, you can stand on the head of Ashwadhama and you take a bath. But in such a way, Arjuna goes and Krishna goes along with Arjuna, and then he captured him, and then Krishna says to Arjuna, because he has killed the sleeping children, now he is not deserved to live, you just kill him. But Arjuna did not like that idea, because Krishna was encouraging Arjuna to test his intelligence, test his dharma, whether he is going to, because I spoke Bhagavad Gita during the Kurukshetra battle, whether he is going to stick onto it or not. So here Arjuna understands now, anyway he is now captured, whether Arjuna can kill him or he cannot, he doesn't want to kill him. But still there his brother, elder brother, Yudhishthira is still there, and his promise is also can be fulfilled if he takes him to there. So Arjuna, he did not like the idea to kill him, though Krishna says. And then Krishna was happy because he is following the dharma. Now we'll take Ashwadhama in front of Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira will take what needs to be done. But here, what is the Arjuna's propensity here? Following the dharma. And here, Krishna is trying to encourage Arjuna to kill Ashwadhama, but Arjuna did not do. Similarly, here, even though Krishna is trying to irritate Rukmini Devi by speaking all these things, but Rukmini Devi is still steady in her service. So here, okay, we'll see what is going to be further. Krishna is going to speak. So can I request next Ashwin Prabhuji, would you like to read next paragraph, Prabhuji, if you are available? Okay, if you're not, then Gayatri Mataji, would you like Ashwin Prabhuji?
I could not hear.
I'm on my phone. I will not be able to read from my phone.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Okay, don't worry. It's all right, Prabhuji. Then. Okay, so Gayatri Mataji, would you like to read, Mataji?
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
The one paragraph, please.
Yes. In comparison to Shishupala with his personal qualities, I am nothing, and you may personally realize it. I am surprised that you rejected the marriage with Shishupala and accepted me, who am inferior in comparison to Shishupala. I think myself completely unfit to be your husband because you are so beautiful, sober, grave, and exalted. May I inquire from you the reason that induced you to accept me? Now, of course, I may address you as my beautiful wife, but still I may inform you of my actual position, that I am inferior to all those princes who wanted to marry you. First of all, you may know that I was so much afraid of Jarasandha that I could not dare live on the land, and thus I have constructed this house within the water of the sea. It is not my business to disclose this secret to others, but you must know that I am not very heroic. I am a coward and am afraid of my enemies. Still, I am not safe because all the great kings of the land are inimical to me. I have personally created this inimical feeling by fighting with them in many ways. Another fault is that although I am on the throne of Dwaraka, I have no immediate claim. Although I got a kingdom by killing my maternal uncle, Kamsa, the kingdom was to go to my grandfather. So actually, I have no possession of a kingdom. Besides that, I have no fixed aim in life. People cannot People cannot understand me very well. What is the ultimate goal of my life? They know very well that I was a cowherd boy in Vrindavana. People expected that I would follow in the footsteps of my foster father Nanda Maharaja and be faithful to Srimati Radharani and all her friends in the village of Vrindavana. But all of a sudden I left them. I wanted to become a famous prince. Still, I could not have any kingdom, nor could I rule as a prince. People are bewildered about my ultimate goal of life. They do not know whether I am a cowherd boy or a prince, whether I am the son of Nanda Maharaja or the son of Vasudeva. Because I have no fixed aim in life, people may call me a vagabond. Therefore, I am surprised that you could select such a vagabond husband. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, so Krishna is saying to Rukmini that about the Sispala's qualities, and here again You are so beautiful and sober, grave, and exalted. I myself completely unfit to be your husband because you are so beautiful. And as we see some in the Vaikuntha descriptions, when Krishna was, the Lord was saying to the four Kumaras, Yat sevaya charana padma pavitra renu sadhyakshata kilamalam pratilabdhaseelam nashrihi viraktamaipi mam vijhati yasyaha prekshalavadhitere niman vahanti. And he says to Kumaras, so I always serve the Brahmanas. By that, I have got this much of fame that I am the Bhakta Vachela like that. But when it comes to the Lakshmi Devi, Nashrihi Virktimapi Mam Vijahat Yasyaham. So even though I'm not attached to the Lakshmi Devi, but many people, they are all coming to Lakshmi Devi for her favor little bit. So there Krishna says, so here when we see here this statement, uh, I may, sorry, here, I myself completely unfit to be your husband in a different reflection. So glorifying Lakshmi Devi here. Of course, the things are very beautiful to hear. And on the other occasion, Rukmini Devi, when she was speaking to Draupadi, when Draupadi inquired how you have married to Krishna, then Chaijaya Marpitum, she says that the Krishna, he has defeated many of the kings like the Jadas and the Sisupala and many of other kings, and then he came just like a lion and took the share. The lion come and take like a goat as her share to eat. Likewise, Krishna came and took me away. So likewise, she explains and glorifies that one. So here, Krishna, he is saying that now, whenever Rukmini is in that mood, whatever Krishna is saying now, she is simply hearing about it. Okay, so and here Krishna is saying that, of course, I may address you as my beautiful wife, but still may inform you of my actual position that I am inferior to all these princes who wanted to marry you. And saying that, of course, the Lord is not a materialistic person. We cannot address him like a king or a person or a king or a businessman or a brahmana or something like that. He is supreme personality of Godhead. And whatever we speak, it is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Purnam. Om Purnamada Purnad Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Avashishyate. It is the mantra, Upanishad, in Vedic mantra. He is complete in himself. We cannot say that it is a little bit and it is you. We cannot say like that. He is complete. Okay, so here and Krishna is mentioning to about the different like kings comparing like Jaras and the Kamsa and many things about his what is their position and what is his position like that. And that is only thing. But I have no fixed aim in life. He is he's independent Swarat. He is the Swarat. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadhyasya yatonvayat itarashadhe swabhignya Swarat. Abhignya and Swarat. He is the completely knowledgeable about everything, and Swarat, he is independent. So he has no fixed aim in life. People may call me vagabond. I don't know what vagabond here, but a person who is wandering without any fixed aim of life, he is called vagabond here. I am surprised that you could select such a vagabond husband. So just to awaken the sulkiness within the Rukmini Devi. Okay, so we shall move on. Can I request next Hemlata Mataji to read the next paragraph, please, if you are available?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes. Beside this, I'm not very much polished, even in social etiquette. A person should be satisfied with one wife, but you see that I have married many times, and I have more than 16,000 wives. I cannot please all of them as a polished husband. My behavior with them is not very nice. nice, and I know that you are very conscious of it. I sometimes create a situation with my wives which is not very happy because I was trained in a village in my childhood. I'm not well acquainted with the etiquette of urban life. I do not know the way to please a wife with nice words and behavior. And from practical experience, it is found that any woman who follows my way or becomes attracted to me is ultimately left to cry for rest of her life. In Vrindavan, many gopis were attached to me, and now I have left them, and they are living but simply crying for me in separation. I have heard from Akrura and Uddhava that since I left Vrindavan, all my cowherd boyfriends, the gopis and Radharani, and my foster father Nand Maharaj are simply crying constantly for me. I have left Vrindavan for good and now am engaged in with the queens in Dwarika, but I'm not well behaved with any of you. So you can very easily understand that I have no steadiness of character. I'm not a very reliable husband. The net result of being attracted to me is to acquire a life of bereavement only. Hare Krishna.
Very
Thank you,
good.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So beautiful here. So Krishna is saying that about his etiquette, and though he is the son of Vasudeva, he is grown up in the Vrindavana as a son of Yashodama and Nanda Maharaj, and having association is all the Gopa boys and gopis. So likewise, Krishna is saying, and here this is for the fun sake he is saying and remembering. But if we see the philosophically, he says to that gopis, "Mai bhaktirhi bhutanam amritatvaya kalpate." My bhaktirhi bhutanam amritatvaya kalpate. A devotion to me for all the living entities, it is amritatvaya. It is the nectar. Dischayadasmin matsneho bhavatinam madapanaha. And I have done this purposefully. Dischayadasin matsneho bhavatinam madapanaha, to enliven or to increase the love towards me. And then though gopis were feeling so much of crying there, so Krishna says this statement, and because he left Vrindavana later on completely, and now all these gopis absorbed in crying for Krishna. That is, it is the Vipralambha Bhava. Sometimes we also cry by hearing about these gopis, and then when the Nanda Maharaja he come to Madura along with Krishna, and Krishna killed Kamsa. Now there Krishna is saying the truth about his identity, birth identity, and then now Nanda Maharaja needs to return to Vrindavana. Now he has to leave Krishna there and go alone. And Nanda Maharaja, with so much of affection, he cries so much of because when he understands that now Krishna is not his son and he belongs to Vasudeva and Devaki, then that is the way of crying. And it is so much of love and affection. It is not going just simply saying the words. Since his childhood, he has raised him, he nourished, and he has seen all the pastimes, and suddenly say that, so he is Vasudeva. And then was Nanda Maharaj, tears flowing from his eyes. It is so painful situation to hear, even to hear when this katha is going on. So that is the mood. Even Nanda Maharaj, and also what to speak of Yashodama, and she is also crying. And what to speak of all the gopis, that they are also crying. And then Krishna is saying those things to Rukmini Devi. I have left Vrindavana, but he is saying, I have left Vrindavana for good and now engaged with the queens in Dwaraka, but I am not well behaved with any of you. So this is one side of the platform, and the other side there is he is enlivening Bhavatinam Madhapanaha. I am just making all these things to increase the love towards me. Okay, so you can very easily understand that I have no steadiness of character. Correct. That's why devotees, we always choose Radharani as the first priority to worship her. And to so that wherever Radharani is there, Krishna will be there. So only Radharani knows how to control Krishna. So I'm not very reliable husband. The net result of being attracted to me to acquire a life of bereavement only. Of course, this is the materialistic platform, and we have to go to Krishna and the Goloka Vrindavan at the end. Okay, this is a beautiful. So this is again just Krishna is adding so many ingredients so that Rukmini Devi may get irritated. But Rukmini Devi is the devotee of the Lord. She knows. And also in the other pastimes, Rukmini and Radharani, they are not of, they're born like the ordinary people. They're born as uh, they have appeared in the two lotus flowers, both. One, Radharani was in the lotus flower and appeared, was taken by Vrishabhanu, and then Rukmini was taken by Bhishmaka. So I think this was Raghupati Das Prabhuji was speaking during the Manchester, the Krishna Katha, this Chaitanya Charitamrita, about the Radharani's pastimes. So Rukmini and Radharani, they appeared at once. So here they are both steady in their character. Okay. So that's why Krishna knows steadiness of character. He says, Sarvadharman Parityajya. How can we do it that much easily? Because father says you do it, but mother, unless mother's loving affection is there, and mother can recommend very easily. Even the child does a little bit, mother says to the father. Okay, so that's why we always worship Radharani. We need Radharani's mercy. And the combined form of Radha and Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is most munificent incarnation. Most Mahavadan, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradhayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanyamini Gaurat Vishe Namaha. Okay, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Okay, so again, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is there, one can understand who Krishna, who Radharani is, and who he can understand all the Shastras properly. Okay, so likewise, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Bhalopi Yadanagrahat Tare Nana Mata Graha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. About Krishna, there are so many things, philosophies. But if the mercy of Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Bhalopi Yadanagrahat, even though he is a child, he can cross all the philosophies, understand Krishna very nicely. And also another thing is Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande Yatpadasri Viryataha Sangrunati Akara Vratat Adnya Siddhanta Sanmani. Even though a foolish person can understand all the knowledge and he will be able to speak perfectly, who has taken the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, likewise that one. So with that one, we have but one more paragraph and Sanchita Mataji, and we shall conclude after that. Mataji, Sanchita Mataji, if you are available, would you like to read this paragraph, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, it's beautiful discussion and beautiful reading, Prabhu. And what a nice day. Just yeah. So Hare Krishna, my dear beautiful princess, you may also know that I am always penniless. Just after my birth, I was carried penniless to the house of Nand Maharaj, and I was raised just like a cowherd boy. Although my foster father possessed many hundreds of cows, hundreds of thousands of cows, I was not the proprietor of even one of them. I was simply entrusted uh, with taking care of them and tending them. But I was not the proprietor. Here also, I am not the proprietor of anything, but I am always penniless. There is no cause to lament for such a penniless condition. I possess nothing in the past, so why should I lament that I do not possess anything at present? You may note also that my devotees are not very opulent. They also are very poor in worldly goods. Persons who are very rich, possessing worldly wealth, are not interested in devotion to me or Krishna consciousness. On the contrary, when a person becomes penniless, whether by force or by circumstances, he may become interested in me if he gets the proper opportunity. Persons who are proud of their riches, even if they're offered association with my devotees, do not take advantage of consciousness of me. In other words, the poorer class of men may have some interest in me, but the rich have no interest. I think, therefore, that your selection of me was not very intelligent. You appear very intelligent, trained by your father and brother, but ultimately you have made a great mistake in selecting your life's companion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here again, Krishna is adding a few more points that I'm not the proprietor of anything. I'm not proprietor of even one of those cows that my father Nanda Maharaj has got. And here in the Dwaraka, so I'm not the elder. So Balrama is there, and also Ugrasena is there, and my father was Deva is there. So here he is mentioning so many of those things. I am always penniless. So no cause to lament for such a penniless condition. And I have possessed nothing in the past, so why should I lament that I do not possess anything at present? So this is very nice to see Krishna saying that you may note also that my devotees are not very opulent. We practically see that because Krishna Janma Aishwarya Srivihi Yedamana Madapuman Naivaharati Abhidatm Vaitwam Akinchana Gocharam. By birth, by money, by the knowledge, no one can understand. So Krishna. And Krishna can be understood only by the Akinchana Gocharam. This Kunti Maharani says, Akinchana Gocharam. Namo Akinchana Vittaya, Nivruttaha Gunavruttaye, Atma Rama Shantaya, Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. So the Lord is the Atma Rama Shantaya. So he is inclined towards the Akinchana, who are completely free from the material conditions. Okay, and here the Lord is saying that you may not also, my devotees are not very opulent, and they all are poor in very worldly goods. So because one has to give up the attraction for the material things or worldly goods. If one has got that must be utilized in the devotional service. Prabhupada's mode is that we wanted to possess the wealth of the entire world so that we can spend everything in Krishna service. That is the Prabhupada's mode. And Krishna is saying that if anyone is having the possessions, persons who are very rich, possessing worldly wealth, are not interested in devotion to me or Krishna consciousness. That is true. We do not see because their main thing is the senses are engaged in the material sense gratification. They cannot get attraction towards the devotion because the life is chalta high, something like that. Because at that time there is bhogeshwari prasaktanam tayapakruta chetasam vyavasayatmaka buddhihi samadhau na vidiyate. That devotion that should not happen in their minds because life is going very happily, good family, Atma Jayutagara, Pasu Dravina Bandhushu, Niruda Mola Hridaya, Atmanum Bahumanyate. He thinks that I am the perfect person. I do not have anything else to worry about. I have got Atma Jaya, Sutagara, Pasu Dravina Bandhushu, money, wealth, vehicles, home, wife, and children, everything. In such a way, Niroda Mola Hridaya, the root. It is deeply rooted in the heart. Atmanu Bahumanjite, there is no better than me. There is no one is better than me. Likewise, he feels. At the time, this cannot happen, devotion. Okay, so likewise, Krishna is saying that in other words, a poorer class of men may have some interest in me, but rich men have no interest. Okay, likewise, Krishna is trying to awaken the sulkiness within the Rukmini Devi. Ultimately, you have made a great mistake in selecting your life's companion. So this is all Krishna is different ways to awaken the anger within Rukmini Devi. Okay, I stopped that. Thank you so much. So just only wanted all the devotees to read. That's why it took a few minutes. Okay, so I stop here. I request dear devotees, if you have got any reflection, you wanted to share anything, kindly share. You wanted to ask anything, kindly ask. Hare Krishna. And so on another side, so devotees of Lord Shiva, they are very opulent. Again, the Sukadeva goes, this kind of statement was asked by Parikshit Maharaj. Okay, so of course we don't going deep into that one yet, but yeah, we stop here. Okay, no questions. Then hope you're all so understand Tattvataha about Krishna. Okay, thank you so much. So we shall go to the next session. Next part of our session is Narsimha prayers. Okay, so can I request Hemlata Mataji and Chandrani Mataji to do. Hemlata Mataji leads Narsimha prayers, and then Chandrani Mataji respond if Chandrani Mataji is available.
Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Namaste Narasimhaya Praladadaine.
Namaste Narasimhaya Praladaya Ine.
Hiranyakashipo akshaha shilatanka nakhalaye.
Hiranyakashipu Vaksha Shila. I don't think I can follow this, Mataji. Yeah, I have to.
Shilatanka nakhalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yamita to Narsimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narsimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Bahire Narsimha Hidaye Narsimha Narsimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye.
Tava kara kamalavare nakham adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashapu tanubringam केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे.
Can you sing along with me, Mataji?
Yes. तव कर कमलवरे नखाम अद्भुत श्रृंगाम दलिता हिरण्यकश्यपो तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता हरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। जय नरसिंह देव, जय नरसिंह देव, नरसिंह देव, जय नरसिंह देव। जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज। जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि
बोल।
बोल।
हरि बोल।
श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
Thank you, Mataji.
थैंक
Very
यू,
beautiful, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, so nice. Thank you so much, Hemlata Mataji. Nice to hear you singing Nasima prayers after a long time.
हरि बोल प्रभु। थैंक यू।
Okay, so dear devotees, we are nearly 9:30. If you're all happy, we shall conclude our session unless you have got any questions or you wanted to share. Okay, shall conclude.
Thank you, Prabhu, and thank you for this beautiful session. Though Sham Prabhu was not there, but we did it in our own format, which usual format which you do, which is nice. And again, Krishna Katha is such that no matter how many times we listen, it's always very blissful, nectarian. So thank you so much for your service. Let's all please say three loud Hari Bols to Prabhu. Hari
हरि बोल,
हरि
Bol,
हरि
हरि
बोल।
बोल,
हरि
हरि बोल।
बोल।
Hari bol to all the
Thank
devotees. Thank you so much, devotees. So without you, we couldn't have done it, but you have given your time, valuable time to hear Krishna Katha. The Katha must be keep going on. That is Mat Katha Shravanena cha. Okay, so that is all auspicious for everyone. It should not be stopped as per the scriptures. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So on that mode, the Prabhuji could not make it out, so we wanted to engage the devotee. So okay, so I have not been prepared for this session, but last moment decision. I just went into the similar format. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees. We shall conclude now.
you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you for a wonderful session, Prabhu. Yes.
Thank you so much. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
अनन्तकोटिवैष्णवृन्दे
की जय।
जय
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
जय।
Hare Krishna consciousness everyone, and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30 a.m. Hare
Hare
हरे
हरे कृष्ण।